Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, August 6th, 2021. We are in the final day of the trading week, and we are in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but in my opinion, the best time, the most valid time to make your buying and selling decisions is at the end of the day, in the last hour, and in particular in the last few minutes. I say this because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, take control. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, best technology, best information, and they take control away from the day traders and the algorithms in that last hour and in the last few minutes. And I simply think that those prices are the most valid and the smartest prices to make your buying and selling decisions for your swing trades. So that is why I do that, and I do believe that it offers you a long-term edge in your trading by doing so. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you had a good trading week. I hope you are having a good trading day. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of your input and your contributions. And I hope that by spending your time here, it is helping you improve your trading and your investing. So today, currently, the Dow is up 108 points, well off of its highs. It's up 0.31%. The NASDAQ down 76 points today, down 0.51%, and the S&P up 2.53, up 0.06%, so pretty much actually unchanged on the day. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them moving forward. I did have day trades today that I will share with you, quite a few of them actually, and worked out pretty well. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' current positions, and we're going to see how those are doing. After that, we are going to switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology, always the most important part of this trading podcast, in my opinion. The most important skill that you can ever develop in trading is the skill of being able to follow your plan and keep your emotions under control. And so that's why I like to spend a few minutes, talk about that. Hopefully one day I'll talk about it in just the right way, or just the right story, or use just the right words that it will internalize into you, and going forward, you will work on that. So if you are not following your plan, if you're having issues following your plan, get someone involved, get a family member, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Let them know the issues that you're having. Maybe show them your results each day. I was discussing this with Ava last night. Not that she needs it. I was just discussing it with her that I think it's always a good thing to show people your results, people that you trust, obviously, because it makes you a better trader. You're more accountable. You need an accountability buddy, right? And all right. So we're going to talk about that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, need to have a good risk to reward ratio of at least 2 to 1. And then thirdly, please have a complete list of trading rules or a plan when you enter any trade. For me, adjusting for my position size for volatility, that's extremely important to me, knowing what my maximum allowed loss is on any one trade. What is my emergency stop? What is my end of day stop? Where are my intraday profit targets? Where are the significant overhead resistance levels above me? And as always, having a good trailing stop methodology or protocol or rules in place so that you don't get back all your profits if you have a nice trade that works and goes your way. All right, so I do have some end-of-day candidates. We'll see how they look towards the end of the day, depending on what the market does. And if I find one that looks good at the end of the day, I will purchase it shortly before the market closes. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at today, if you'd like to get my opinion on them, put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my best to get to it before the end of the day. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till after the market's closed so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and then we'll spend as much time as we need. All right, so that is the plan. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll see you back here in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look, see who is here today, and we'll go to that right. Oops, we'll go to that right now. Paxton is first on deck. Good to see you, Paxton. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good chatting with you earlier. Michael Martin is here. Nice to see you, Michael. Looking forward to our lesson this coming Sunday. And hope you're doing well. Hope you're out there driving safe. Kamal is here. Kamal, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Appreciate that. I know everyone else does. Jonathan is here. Jonathan is here from Ireland. Thanks for stopping by, Jonathan. Hope you are doing well. Hope the family's doing well. Johnson Samuel is here. Hi, Greg and all. Nice to see you, Johnson. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Richard Burge. Hey, Rich. Good to see you. Rich is one of my current students. Hello, everyone. I'm Richard. Good to see you, Richard. Looking forward to our lesson as well next week, and I think you did really well on the first lesson. So here we go. Let's get started. Okay. All right. So this is an interesting trade. Kamal Jonathan bought A, B, and B with an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third ATR channel. Deep dip buy. Bought at 131.90. It's currently 149.17. So Kamal and Jonathan up on this trade 11.44%. Congratulations. Now we have the other group, which is Steve Burns, the dynamic duo, myself and Gary. We are also in Airbnb with a different signal with a 520 crossover. We bought here at 144.12, different entry signal. But still valid, 144.12. It's currently 149.22. It's down 0.73% on the day, but it is up 3.47% on the trade. It did get up to my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Therefore, I'm in trailing stop mode. Therefore, if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out of half of the position. But so far, so good for Kamal, Jonathan, Steve, dynamic duo, Gary, and myself. ARK. All right, myself, Steve, David, Frank, dynamic duo, and Gary did buy ARK, ARKK, with the confluence of signals, close under, close over the 200, trigger of a fractal. We also had a 520 crossover, bought here at 123.32. It's 123.26, so slightly down on the trade. As you know, I do take profits whenever it moves up the value of 0.45 ATR. So I did take some profits off the table yesterday, and that is why I take intraday profits. It helps mitigate the risk. So anyway, this one just about break even. Coin. Steve, dynamic duo, Jonathan, and myself did buy coin a couple days ago with the 520 crossover and the false breakouts to the downside with the V2. Bought it here at 245.09. It's 259.95. This particular trade in 2 days is up 5.67%. And just about it's up 5.67% on the trade. It's up 1.74% on the day. And I did hit one profit target earlier today and took 10% of my position size off at 260 283. Fast, another big day for Frank, myself, and Steve. We bought this with the 520 crossover, bought this here at 109.05. It's 118.05. It's up 5.4% on the day, and on this trade up 7.47%. So what a trade for Steve, Frank, and myself. Did hit two profit targets, one at 115 even and one at 117.28. So here we go. Netflix, Jonathan, Lilia, David, Frank, and myself. We did buy Netflix yesterday. Trigger of a fractal above the 200-day moving average. Bought this at 524.94. It's 520.06. It is down on the day. It is holding the 200-day moving average, which is my end of day stop. So this one down on the day and down on the trade about 0.92%. PagerDuty, Dynamic Duo and myself did buy PagerDuty, bullish engulfing bar, rejection of the 200-day moving average, trigger of a fractal, bought at 41.96. Last few days it has moved up nicely. Again, as it moves up, I always take a percentage of my position off when it reaches certain levels. So I have been scaling out. I need to get to my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level before I go into trailing stop mode. That is the orange line up here, 44.45. So today may close under the previous day's low, but I am not going to take half off because I have not got to my trailing stop level yet. But this is down on the day, but it is up on the trade. SPY, of course, I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open. If you're interested in why I do this, I have a video in the lessons section of my YouTube channel under overnight SPY trade. It will give you all the information, all the stats of why I do this. I did buy this I bought this yesterday at the close, 441.76. Sold it this morning at 442.15 for a quick overnight SPY trade, and been good overnight SPY trades so far this year for sure. All right, now let me take you over to some day trades. I took a day trade. I took a short on Love this morning on the 25-minute bars. I don't trade the 25 minutes a lot, but I did this morning. We gapped up big. We went back down. We rallied back up to close to the 250-day moving average on the 25-minute, which coincides with halfway the 50% mark of the big down bar, which in my experience provides a lot of resistance. I shorted here at 50.73. My stop would have been a close over the 250. Luckily, it went my way, so I shorted here at 50.73. At the end of the bar, I took half off at 50.52. Next bar came back into the value zone. I took the whole trade off here at 50.26. So I shorted 50.73, covered 50.52, covered 50.26. So let me get rid of those. So that was a good trade. Then let's go over to the Qs. On the 5-minute, had a couple good trades on the Qs earlier in the day. All right, here we go. This is on the 5-minute bar. You notice we had a big down bar. We rallied to halfway, just like exactly what I was talking about on Love, right? If we go down, 50% is going to add resistance. Then I got into the trade because we rallied to 50%, then triggered a V2. I shorted at 368.46. I then had a big down bar. I covered half at 367.89. Covered another half here, 360.78, and then covered another half of a half at 367.29. So that was big move, 386.46, and then covered all the way down to 367.29. Then I quit being bearish and I got bullish. When we had a close over the 250, I went long at 367.45. I covered half at 367.77, covered another half of the half up here at 367.87. Then we had a close below the previous day's low at 367.77. Almost came back to my entry where I would have got out, but moved up high, got out of another portion at 368.21, then lost the 250-day moving average at like 367.87. So really nice when you can make money to the downside and then go right back up to the upside. So those were all the trades on the queue. I know that's a bit of a hot mess with all those trades. Sorry. VIX. All right. I did have a nice trade on VIX here recently, or on the 5-minute. Here we had a double bottom with a bullish divergence. We also had a false breakout to the downside. I bought this intra-bar when it triggered a V2. I bought it 28.49. 10 minutes later, I sold half at 28.56, sold another half of a half at 28.58. Then we had another big bar up here. I just got out of all of the rest at 28.61. So those were 3 great day trades. I got out a little early, but still very happy with that. And so those were all profitable. I did have a small loss here on Netflix. We came down to the 200-day moving average. We bounced. I wanted to see a retest of the 200. Got it here. False breakout to the downside and a V1 and a close back over the 200. Really like this setup. I bought at 520.68, but I did sell at for a loss at 520.29. But pretty good. 3 out of 4 on the day trades today. Oh, you know, I forgot. We need to look at weekly trades. All right, here we go. Weekly trades. Gary, Jonathan, Ava, and myself did buy Tesla last week with the 520 crossover on the week. It's Friday. That's why I'm showing you the weekly trades. Got in at 685.47. This week went up nicely, hit a profit target all the way up at 717.75. It is up on the week 1.92%, and it's up on the trade 1.92%. Dash has been a really good trade. Tracy and Paxton and myself, we had a false breakout to the downside and a V1 retest of the -1 ATR channel. I got in here at 137.78. I sold half at 150.47 because it rejected the 50 RSI. Then it continued to move up nicely, got to trailing stop level, closed below, got out of another half of a half at 167.57 a few weeks ago. Went roaring up here. So anyway, I'm just hanging out until we reject the 70 RSI or we get back down to entry point. But so far from entry to current price, this is up 24.02%. So some really good weekly and monthly trades lately. Okay. Rich says, hi, Gregory. Waterbender says, hello. It's another day of trying to preserve capital. Every day is the day that you're trying to preserve capital, Water, right? Right? That's our first priority as traders is preserving capital, preserving what we have, concentrating on risk. If we concentrate on risk, the rewards and the profits will come. But if we concentrate on the rewards and profits, the risk is going to get you. I'm telling you. Steve Burns, good to see you, Steve. Appreciate you being here as always. Thank you for everything that you do and bring to this channel. I appreciate it, and I know everyone else does as well. Hope you, Holly, and the dogs are doing well and that you have a nice weekend. Hey, there's my good friend Ava. Good to see you, Ava. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you, Ava, and looking forward to our next lesson. And good trading today, by the way. Frank is here. Nice to see you, Frank. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Thank you for all your poems, all the great contributions. I don't know what I'd do without Frank in this podcast. I really don't. I don't know what I'd do without any of you. Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Lova, is here. Nice to see you, Mike. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good analysis today over on Skype. Steve says, U.S. dollar gap up, metals gap down, UUP. Yeah, metals had a brutal day today. And, of course, the dollar and the metals are usually inverse. Let's take a look here at the dollar. We're going to see a big rally. Boom. 520 crossover. Not going to take that. I don't think that back tests well. If we look over at gold, look at this down move. Ka-chung. Anyway, this is on my list today to possibly look at. John Dakota. Hi, everyone. Hi, John. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you before. And if there's anything I can help you with, you just let me know, and I hope you enjoy the show. Tracy, where have you been? I haven't seen you for a while, Trace. Paxton's been in here holding down the fort, but Tracy's been out gallivanting around, not doing her trading. No, I'm kidding, Trace. All right, let's get over to your trades, shall we? All right, here we go. Steve bought Amazon with a bounce, a deep dip buy near the 30 RSI. Bought at 33.28.29. It's 33.39.12. It is down 1% today, but Steve is slightly up on the trade. So way to go, Steve. Spotify, I have Michael Martin bought Spotify at 226.35. It's 221.60. It's up on the day, but is down on the trade. So glad to see this finally break out for Ava. And Ava bought Berkshire Hathaway with the 520 crossover at 280.90 and just moved sideways. Was like a choppy, sloppy mess here. Ava and I talked about the resistance in the support, but we finally broke out. Looks like we broke out of a fractal. Ava's up 1.75% on the day, and she is up. That's not going to do it. Wrong button. And she is up 1.68% on the trade. Excellent. Proud of you, Ava. Shopify. All right. Kamal bought Shopify at 15.12.50. It's currently 15.26.71. It is down on the day, but it looks like it's up on the trade. Although I think Kamal may have got stopped out. He'll have to remind me about that. Apple. David bought Apple back here at 145.75. It's 145.93. It's down on the day, but slightly up on the trade. Caterpillar, Ava had a nice buy on Caterpillar with this bounce off the 200-day moving average and the V1 at 205.30. It's 207.97. It's up 0.36% on the day. And Ava is up 1.24% on the trade. Very nice. OKTA, oh boy. All right, so Dynamic Duo and Ava did buy the V2, close under, close over the 200-day moving average at 247.50. Initially moved up beautifully yesterday, but don't know what's going on today. I would say that's quite rude, down 4.14%. So this one's down on the day and also down on the trade. Apps, Ava, Michael Martin did buy Apps back here at 63.10. At 65.48 is down on the day a pinch, but up 3.66% on the actual trade as a whole. All right, NVIDIA, this is Michael Martin. Michael Martin, nice higher low V2 here at 195 even. It's 203.98. It's down 1.15% today. But Michael is up 4.44% on the trade. So congratulations. Alibaba, this is Jonathan. Jonathan bought a higher low V2 in the value zone, 260 cents. It's 196.40. It is down on the day. And it is also down on the trade. Kamal, nice trade yesterday. Boy, almost nailed the bottom there at 78.78. Double bottom, bullish divergence. And it's up 1.62% on the day and 1.62% on the trade, roughly. And then last but not least, we have Steve Burns that bought 520 crossover on BLNK. Bought it at 35.43. It's 33.70. So this one is down 4.8% on the day and down on the trade as well. So there's your trades, everybody. All right, Frank has a poem for us. Excited for this, always excited to read Frank's poems. Let me type this over here. Oops, sorry. Okay, here we go. Wait, let me take a quick little look-see over here. All right. Okay, here we go. There are many charts at the bottom of the sea. Stocks don't jump to where you want them to be. Trading is a process. We move forward by degrees. Just don't expect any guarantee. That is true. There is no guarantee for sure. Let's read it again. There are many charts at the bottom of the sea. Stocks don't jump to where you want them to be. Be nice, right? Trading is a process. We move forward by degrees. So true. Just don't expect any guarantee. There are no guarantees in trading. It's hard work. You have to put the work in. You have to be disciplined. You have to have good risk to reward ratios. You have to adjust for volatility. You have to be patient. You have to be disciplined. It's not easy, everyone. Again, it's not the life people portray in magazines and in ads where you're, getting up, trading in your boxers, wearing your slippers, walking out to the Lambo, cruising over to like Starbucks, and you got home and you made 100,000. You're like, woo, this is the best. It is not like that. All right, Steve Burns says VMEO plunged to the 29 RSI and lower third Keltner channel after earnings. Well, this one should be interesting. Oh boy. Not so hot tamale there, right, Ava? Down 18% under the 30 RSI. Yeah, I'm not getting involved with that one. All right. John Dakota says my AU gap down, but it's okay. What is AU? Oh, yeah, gold. Gosh darn. Oh, man. Down 16.32%. It's way under the 30 RSI. It's too bad, John. Sorry about that. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Good to see you, Gary. BYD, I think, is Boyd Gaming, right? Boyd Gaming has a 520 crossover today. Very nice. MACD positive. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly right in the value zone above 50 RSI. Let me put that on the potential list over here. Okay. Let me turn that off. All right. Dan says, hi, late as it is like Christmas morning. Hi, late as it is like Christmas morning. Looking at my IRIG HD2, Frank, do you know about these for guitars? Oh, well, I don't know, but I'm sure he does. So Frank, if you're out there and you can comment, please do. Cool poem, Frank. John says, Baba is so tempting, but risky. Yeah, we just looked at Baba. Yeah, I don't see anything there yet, John. I mean, I don't see a legitimate entry. We could have a higher low V2 on Monday. That would be legitimate. Paxton says, Steve, we bought Beyond Meat intraday at not Beyond Meat. Boyd Gaming at 58.63. Remind me at the end, Paxton, if you don't mind. I'll get that updated. Frank says, thanks, Dan. Not familiar, but I'm producing some red hot players. Nice. Jonathan says, have a great weekend. Got to pick up the kids. Okay, Jonathan. Jonathan's out of here early. Good to see you. Appreciate you spending the time here with us, Jonathan, today. And have a good weekend with the kids. And say hello to your wife and your family. All right. Just take a quick run through here. Airbnb's fine. ARC's fine. Coin's fine. FAS is greater than, I keep saying fast, but it's FAS. Caught that one, Kamal, right? 62.76, doing very well. Netflix looks like it's holding at the moment. It's holding end of day stop of the 200. PagerDuty is fine. And of course, I'm buying the SPY, the overnight SPY trade. Holding over the weekend, selling first thing Monday morning. All right, well, listen, it's we're about halfway. We're about halftime of the show today. Before we start looking at end of day trades, I do like to spend a few minutes, talk about trader psychology, maybe some good trading words of wisdom, something that might be helpful to your trading. And of course, I have a lot of people that I follow on Facebook and Twitter, but my favorite poster of all time, without a doubt, is Stephen Burns, who's here with us right now in the live stream. So Steve, I know this is going to be a good post because you posted it and Steve posted this over at the New Traders, Rich Traders channel over on Facebook. If you're not familiar with that channel, look for New Traders, Rich Traders. Steve's in there, Kamal's in there, Tom Basso's in there, Mark Minervini's in there, I'm there. It's a good, serious group, so come over and join. Let's see what this has to say. Actually, this one stuck out to me because I get this question a lot. How long it takes to be profitable in trading depends on the quality and the speed of your research to create a quantified system with an edge. What's an edge? Well, edge is a mathematical percentage where doing back testing is going to show you that you have an edge over just randomness, right? In a casino, every card they deal, every dice they throw, every ball they spin at roulette, every card they deal in baccarat, right? There is a house edge. Everyone knows the house has an edge. Well, you too can have an edge in your trading, and that is how I make my living, by exploiting that edge with trading over and over and over again. But what Steve's saying here, how long it takes for you to be profitable depends upon the quality and the speed of your research to create a quantified system with an edge. So basically, how long it takes you to find a system with an edge. Look, they're not that hard. They're out there all the time. Under 200s, over 200s, under 250s, over 250s, under 30 RSIs, over 30 RSIs, crossovers. These are all things that can be quantified. These are all approaches that you can back test. Doesn't mean in the future it has to be profitable, but if you're going to allocate money towards something, it should be something that has a good back-tested approach that has shown an edge over the long run. All right, so it depends on the quality and speed of your research to create a quantified system with an edge. I mean, everything that I trade here has an edge. After that, discipline of execution along with the market environment leads to profitability. So there's three things going on here. We need a quantified approach that provides an edge. And just because you have that, it doesn't mean that you're going to execute exactly how you're supposed to, because your emotions might get a hold of you. So you need an edge, you need the discipline to execute it, and the market you have to be in phase with the market. The market has to cooperate. It doesn't always work. That's why we go through drawdowns. So you need an edge, you need the discipline of execution of the process associated with that edge, and you also need the market environment to be in your favor as well. All right, so thank you, Steve Burns. Appreciate that. Always appreciate everything you do for this channel. Always appreciate all your great posts, but I always like to do a Steve Burns post on Friday. Gives us something to think about over the weekend. So that was helpful for me, Steve. Hope it was helpful for everyone in the group. Steve says, I remember that this is how it got on my watch list after the back test. That's right. The epic Paxton Tracy BYD saga that we had for a long time, which they did very well on. David is here. Hi, Greg and group. A little late. David, good to see you. Better late than never, and hope you're doing well, my friend. Frank has a fun fact. Oh, good. The 3.25 million cubic yard of concrete that makes up the Hoover Dam was poured in 1935, and it is still curing. Oh, I guess cement has to cure. It's still curing after all that time. Wow, 1935. Wow, 70, 65, 75, 85, 86 years old. How about that? How about that, everybody? That thing's 86 years old. That's amazing. Glenn, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Always look forward to Glenn's post. Market hit a low of 666 in 2009. Will the market tag 4444 as a top? Food for thought. Well, let's see where we're at over here. 44.33.54. What was the high? 44.40.82. So we're looking for the 4.4s, is what you're saying? Who knows? We might get there. We may get there. All right. I want to check one thing on my weekly trades. Okay. Tesla's nice and profitable, no problemos. Dash is fine. All right. I don't look at those very often, and kind of nice actually. That's one of the reasons I like to trade weekly and monthly trades. I really don't even look at them till the end of the week. It will be back here. I am here. You are here. Shop is here. Okay. All righty. All right. Well, I'm glad I got out of VIX when I did. My gosh. Look at this nonsense. Look at that. Everybody want it. Nobody wants it. It's crazy, right? I've been trading for 25 years. I still can't figure it out. Everybody wants. Nobody wants. Is everybody going to want it again? Who knows? Who knows? All right. So we have 137. Let us take a look over at our potential entries today, shall we? BA does have a 520 crossover today. It does backtest well. I've already backtested it. It does backtest well. I would be tempted to take this trade. I do have it already on the monthly trade, so I'm not going to mix and match daily and monthly trades here. But for those of you that don't have Boeing, does have a 520 crossover. It does backtest well over time. Doesn't mean it's going to backtest this particular trade or be profitable this particular trade. But you know, all we can go with is from the numbers that we have in the backtest, and over time, the 520 crossover does provide an edge. So that is a possibility today, but not for me. Beyond Meat. Well, interesting here. We had earnings. We have a false breakout from the downside over here. Let's see how low we got on the RSI at the bottom of the bar. Bounced right at 30. There you go, everyone. That mysterious invisible 30 RSI. Buyers come in. Do I want to buy this here? Well, it's a bullish engulfing bar. It's a false breakout to the downside. It is a V1. There's a lot of movement from the bottom of the bar to the top, meaning that there's a lot of profit in here for people that bought at the bottom. I think I'm going to pass on this today. It's up nicely, but I would rather, you know, it might continue up another day or so, but I'd rather have it move up into the value zone like it has, pull back, and then look for a higher low V1 or V2. In my experience, these lower low bounces tend to move up about maybe in the middle of the zone, and then they fail. So I don't believe the risk to reward ratio is good for me, at least on Beyond Meat. SPCE. Well, we had a big day up today at 0.09%. A couple days ago, we had a close under the 200 and then back over. Then we had earnings. I assume this is where the move came from. This is too chasey for me. The risk to reward doesn't make sense all the way back to the 200. We have a 520. We have a MACD crossover, which is good. I would like to see this back test the 200 to give me double confirmation and also to give me a better risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to pass on SPCE. Sprouts Fresh Market. Well, we rejected, I assume, let me take a look here. 3090. So we bounced again right at the 30 RSI. We have closed back over the 250. We are currently over the 200-day moving average. Let's take a look over at the weekly, see if I like anything on the weekly. Well, we bounced off the 50-week moving average. We're not very close to it. I have never had much luck with Sprouts Fresh Market. So just based upon that alone, I'm not going to buy it. But it is a good risk to reward ratio here. Excuse me. UNP has a 520 crossover. This does backtest well. I did the backtest with the 520 crossover. MACD is positive. It's in the value zone. What I don't like is this big down bar over here. You always hear me talk about the 50% moves. And look at that. Oh, bring it down about halfway. Big down bar move. Look, that's almost exactly where we got before we failed. So just based upon that, the 520 does backtest well, but I don't like the big skyscraper bar here, and we tagged the halfway of it. Let's go to the weekly, take a look at the weekly. It's okay, it's neutral, it's above 50 RSI, it's in the value zone. That's fine, but I don't like the big selling bar here, so I'm going to pass on that. Biogen, BIIB, has a higher low V1 and a 520 crossover. MACD is positive. I did the back test on the 520 crossover. It does not back test positively. I do like, however, the V1, but I don't believe that we have washed out yesterday's low by a quarter ATR. I do like that the big up bar here held. The price is held there. But I'm not buying it because of the 520 crossover, and I'm not buying it because it doesn't backtest well, the 520 crossover. And there is a higher low V1 here for sure. We did go under 50, over 50, which is good. If we look over on the weekly, I mean, we had a huge bar up. We came back down. We lost 50% of the move from the bottom to the top. I know it should have held right here about 50%, and it didn't. It certainly could rally, but not enough here for me to buy on BIIB. BYD, as we just mentioned, as Steve mentioned, and as Paxton and Tracy pointed out, 520 crossover today. Let's look over on the weekly. Doing okay. Rejected the 50 moving average there. I don't think I'm gonna take any trades on BYD. Let's look at ATVI. ATVI has a higher low V2 back above the negative third ATR channel. Of course, we know 92% of prices hold at the negative third ATR channel. I like the confluence of the V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3, closes above 1. I also like the under 200, under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel. Let's look over at the weekly. You know, the weekly did reject the negative third ATR channel. I don't love the weekly, but I don't hate the weekly. Activision is probably at the moment, probably my favorite trade right now. JO is coffee. Nothing here today, but I wanted to show you this. We had this huge move up. We have a return to value, as it always comes back to value. And you know, for a return to value V1, V2, this is what I need. I need to be above the I need to be above the 1 ATR channel. I need to rally back into the value zone. Then I need stability and or sideways motion to show that there's an equilibrium of buyers and sellers, which we have. And this is the first dip after a big move up. So I would imagine this would head back up, just to guess, right? I don't know for sure, but this is set up for me to take a trade, but only if I get a V1 or V2 entry. So I really wasn't interested in buying this today, but it's such a beautiful example of a move up, back into the value zone, sideways motion. This is what I'm talking about, sideways motions, everyone. This is real sideways motion. I would look for a V1 or a V2 to enter. Lyft. Lyft yesterday closed back above the 200-day moving average. It is holding the 200-day moving average. We have a double bottom with the bullish divergence, meaning we have a move down here on deep red MACD bars. We rallied into the value zone, creating some green positive MACD momentum. Now we've gone lower than the previous low. These bars are not as deep as these, showing a lack of selling momentum, with the implication being that if you run out of sellers, the price will move up. You could definitely buy this here with this if it closes above the 200-day moving average. Let's see if we have the weekly. Weekly held the negative 1 ATR channel. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. What is the market doing? So up 114. You know, that one is a potential for sure. AGQ. Well. Down 6.95%. I would be looking for a deep dip buy here on AGQ. But let's measure the bottom. Got to 31.74. I mean, pretty close. pretty good risk to reward ratio. We do have to look at this and say, okay, it lost the negative third ATR channel. I don't like that. That's still resistance above us. We do have a double bottom with the bullish divergence, meaning, again, we have a low with deep MACD bars. We rallied nicely into green. Now we've come back. We've gone lower than that low with very little red. So there is a double bottom with the bullish divergence. That is a bullish setup, but I just need a trigger. And the trigger for me, I need an under 30, over 30. Or a V1 or a V2, some kind of trigger to actually get it into the trade. Gold is very similar, 3206 RSI right now. Let's take a look and see how low it went intraday at the bottom, 3164. So very, very similar to silver. Whole different chart. I like the silver chart better because of the double bottom and the bullish divergence. I like it much better than gold. But I really don't see any trade there. So my two favorites on the day are going to be Lyft and ATVI. Lyft and ATVI. Let's put those up there. Okay, LYFT and ATVI. All right, I can get rid of that Netflix because that one was my swing trade. And we can get rid of VIXY. All right, so the choice comes down to Lyft. Holding the 200-day moving average is green on the day. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's holding the negative 1 ATR channel. Did come off of its highs, though. ATVI. This is my favorite. Higher low, V2. Over the negative third ATR channel. Looks like it's closing over the 5 EMA. So for me today, ATVI is going to be the clear winner for me. I'm just going to wait till the end of the day before I buy that. Okay. John Dakota wants to look at JD. Is that because those are your initials? JD is JD.com. Don't really see anything here. We've lost the negative 1 ATR channel. Really don't see a trade here, John. Steve says that is a cool one, Frank. All right, so Steve exited BLNK at 33.73 for a 4.8% loss on the reversal. All right, I will take that one off at the end of the day. Rich says, I've got to roll early. Thanks, Gregory. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you, Rich. I will see you next week for our next lesson, and I'm looking forward to it. Have a nice weekend. Steve says, I exited Amazon at 33.39.21 for a 0.33% gain on the reversal under yesterday's low. Very good. Frank has a candy break. Oh boy. This is a new segment, the candy break. The Kit Kat bar wafer. Okay, the Kit Kat bar wafer center is made from the wafers that were imperfect and thus ground up into a fine paste. Recycling candy is what it sounds like to me. Thank you for that, Frank. Steve is long BYD Boyd Gaming at 59.07 on the 520 crossover. So there you go. That's Steve's new entry, BYD at 59.07 with the 520 EMA crossover. Steve is also long WDC at 68.73 on the 520 EMA crossover. Let's take a look at WDC. WDC. Well, there you go. Steve took WDC, Western Digital, with the 520 crossover. So Steve did buy BYD with the 520 crossover, and he bought WDC also with the 520 crossover. Ava wants to look at PGNY. Progeny. Oh. Interesting. Double bottom bullish divergence for one. under the intraday rejection of the 200 and back over. Good risk to reward ratio is under the 30 RSI. That's a little bit of a black what you call it? It's a bit of a negative, right? It's a bit of a negative. Good risk to reward ratio. Let's look at the weekly and see what the weekly has. No real support on the weekly, probably until the 50. There's pluses and minuses this one, Ava. You might get a really good buy on this. It is down 12.73%. A lot of selling. Me personally, I probably wouldn't take it. If it was under 30, over 30, and under the 200, over 200, I would take it. But this is over the 200, but it's still under the 30 RSI. That 30 RSI is going to act as resistance. And I'll bet you if we go to the top of the bar here. Oh, no, I was wrong. I was going to say it would be 30. I guess it's a little higher, but there's conflicting signals here to me on this one, Ava. All right, so again, for me, ATVI is what I will be buying at the close, the higher low V2 close back above the negative third ATR channel. My stop on this particular trade will be halfway of the washout bar. Yesterday was the washout bar at about 80.80. So that will be my stop. I'll buy this right before the close of the market. But a higher low V2 back up over the negative third ATR channel. And Kamal, this of course is what you and I discussed. Generally, I like to have a higher low close back above in the value zone. However, I look at the negative third and the positive third as its own channel. And so this is a higher low close back up into the channel as a whole. So that's what interests me in that today. All right, VIX right back. Are we back in the very end of support? No, we broke it down a little bit there, didn't we? Interesting. All right, about 7 minutes to go. Waterbender is in a half position of ATVI, 82.10. David says, I have a scanner that also shows ATVI weekly bouncing off the 50% Fibonacci retracement. Maybe from this move to this move retracement of 50%. It's kind of hard to know exactly what it's using, but I'm glad the scanner showed that. But I like the trade. I mean, I like the entry for sure, or the setup, excuse me. All right, about 5 minutes to go until the weekend. One of my oldest and bestest friends is coming up tomorrow, and have not seen him in, I guess, about a decade. And so looking forward to seeing him. He's the one that got me involved in all my sports as a kid, and owe a lot to him, and looking forward to seeing him and doing that. Doesn't seem right, does it? All right. What do we have? About 4 minutes to go. I'm just going to go ahead and buy ATVI now. All right. There we go. ATVI is bought. Have nothing. I don't have to change anything around at all with anything else. With my current positions, they're all doing fine. And be buying the SPY at the end of the day. And that's that. Abe is out of OKTA in ATVI. John Dakota says, it's almost time. Took a beating today. Sorry about that, John. I know it's never fun, right? Never fun. Boy, VIX just fell off a cliff here. And I mean, that's just an unbelievable up move and down move. I'm glad I got part of that. Look at this, everybody. Yeah, sorry about that, John Dakota. It's never fun when you have those big ones. Just make sure, though, that, if you have a big loss like that or you get hammered one day, just really work as hard as you can to not let that affect your emotions and make a decision that you shouldn't just because you're frustrated you lost money. VIX is at the negative third ATR channel right now and the 30 RSI level. Jeez. All right, we have about 5 seconds left on my end. And there we go. We are done for the week, everyone. Holy hamburgers, what a week. It was a good week for me, I'm glad to say, happy to say that. All right, let's see where everything was bought today. SPY, overnight SPY trade was bought at 442.49. My ATVI, ATVI was bought at 82.43. All right, so SPY was bought at 442.49 overnight SPY trade, and ATVI was bought today at 82.43, exactly where it is. Okie doke. There we go. So listen, if any of you have any new entries or exits for me that you would like me to update on the board, any of you that are my students, this is the time to do it. Go ahead, put it in the live stream, and I will get to it. Just real quick, just want to let everybody know that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. Really do love to teach. I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours of one-on-one instruction, just you and I. I teach you all five of the different trading strategies that I use. I teach you step by step. I put a lot of energy into teaching this course. They're really good setups. And like I said, I teach you step by step how to do it. You're going to be a better trader if you take this. It's very important to me that all my students do very well. So I put a lot of energy into it, burn a lot of calories, because when you're done, I want you to be a good trader and be able to have different tools that you can use in any market condition. So the cost of the course is $1,750. I believe it's worth every single penny. I know for sure you're going to be a better trader when you get done with the course. So if you're interested, send me an email. Email is in the description of this video. Just say, Greg, interested in potentially taking your one-on-one course. I'll reply and say, hey, let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is free. I just want to get to know you a little bit better. Have you ask me some questions. I'll ask you some questions about your trading and your goals and your challenges. And if you have any questions, specific questions about my course, it's a good time to ask me when we're done with the call. Think about it as long as you want. If one day you decide, hey, today's the day, I really do want to start becoming a better trader, email me back and we will get the course set up and away we will go. Secondly, I do have a very good online video course on udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. I've got so many good reviews from around the world. Great feedback on this course. It's a serious course, 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos, 15 study guides. And the best part, it's only $12 or $15 on udemy.com. So if you have an extra 12 or 15 bucks kicking around, I would suggest going to udemy.com, links in the description, and watching it this weekend. I know you're going to like it. And I think one of the best things is that when you get, while you're watching that course, you can always contact me here on the live stream and say, hey, Greg, I'm taking your course. I have a question, and I'll answer it right there. And then lastly, listen, if you don't mind and you like today's podcast, if you found something valuable, I really appreciate it if you'd hit the thumbs up button. It really does help the channel. It helps build the channel, helps grow the channel, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. So if you could do that before you click on out of here and get on with your weekend, I would really, really appreciate it. So, all right, let's see what's happening. I know we had some new entries and exits here. Steve is at a blink. All right, so we're going to take Steve off of blink. Exited Amazon as well. He is in BYD. All right, so Steve bought BYD at 59.07. $5.20 cross. And he's also long WDC. $68.73. Boy, really smoky and hazy outside with all the fires. And that's Steve. with the 520 cross. Okay, Ava is out of OKTA. And in ATVI. Okay, Ava, got you. John says, it was my fault. It was a speculative play. Frank says, of note, August 1st, 1971 marks the 50th anniversary of the concert for Bangladesh held in Madison Square Garden. Ah, interesting. The 50th anniversary. I remember hearing about that. Anya is here. Hey, good to see you. Greg, thank you so much for your help yesterday. Looking forward to learn from you. Looking forward to working with you, Anya. I really, really am. And I think that was a great idea you had. And I hope your charts look better today and hope you're doing well and feeling well and hope you have a good weekend. John says that's why I closed my position. Gotcha. John says, Greg is awesome. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. Frank stopped out of Netflix. Oh, snap. I think I accidentally, what am I doing? Why am I? All right. I put Frank on there and he just told me he got out. So, all right, I'll just leave that then. And in BYD at 5905. Okay, Frank, gotcha. Gary says, I am long ATVI and added another 1/2 Netflix. Oh, Gary was in Netflix. All right, so let's do this. So I just have Gary in now, full position, because he took a 1/2. That's right. So Gary, okay, got you there, Gary. And long ATVI, Gary, as well. David is an ATVI. All right, Kamal is out of shop. All right, Kamal's all out of Shopify. Nice trade, Kamal. Out of 1/3 Airbnb. That makes a lot of sense to me. Kamal sold 1/3. No additions. Tracy is out of OKTA. Okay. Out of Dash. On the weekly. Nice trade. Really good trade there, Trace. In ATVI. And in Beyond Meat. I knew that was coming. Kamal says, I still have the BA from 207. If you want to put it on, I held it over earnings. I'm feeling some mental brickbats from Greg. Ouch. I am feeling some mental brickbats from Greg. I don't know what that means, but we will put that on there. What's a brickbat? All right, so Kamal is in Boeing from where? 207. Oh, nice. $207. Wow, Kamal, I forgot you. That's a monster trade, buddy. Way to go. Kamal. And I guess that was all the way back here. If I remember correct. Oh, no, it was that day. Okay, Johnson says, if I may ask this question, please. Sure. Did you consider the big down bar on July 27th? Johnson, are you asking me that or Kamal that? And what symbol is that in regards to? I want to answer your question, but I want to make sure I know what I'm looking at. Paxton says, thanks all. Tracy and I are headed to my 31st year high school reunion tonight and tomorrow in Ogden. Did you go to Ogden High, Packy? Good for you, buddy. Nice. Kamal says ATVI. Kamal says ATVI. That ATR is 2.53%. Careful with position sizing. Oh, on the risk, yeah. Yeah. Well, I am always careful with position sizing. You know that, Kamal, right? And that's what the handy dandy 2 ATR does for me. It figures in all that volatility and makes this number larger, which makes my position size smaller. Gary says, thank you, Greg. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you, Gary. Paxton says, Bonneville. You went to Bonneville. Okay, well, have fun. Johnson says, sorry, forgot the Tigger. Big down bar on, yeah, I mean, but a halfway retracement to that big down bar there is all the way up here at about $86. So, you know, my risk on this trade is halfway of the washout bar there, about 2.23%. That resistance level doesn't come till 4.39%. So technically, the way I look at it, that gives me at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, because I'm measuring the halfway of that bar. I didn't actually measure it with the tool, but I did notice that. I just noticed that glancing at it, but I just, look from here to here, halfway of the washout bar. I guess I should put that back right there. So that's my little risk from here to here, and my kind of theoretical resistance levels right here. So does that make sense, Johnson? Why I still took that trade? I mean, we'll see. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But that's my thinking as on the risk to reward ratio on that trade. All right, what's happening after hours here? ATVI is down a little bit. What about SPY? Up a little bit. Oh, how dare you? Let's see. Q's down after hours. Okay. Paxton says, thanks all. I'm going to have the prettiest girl in her class on my arm tonight. Way to go. That sounds like a blast, Paxton. Let me know how it goes, would you? I went to my first high school reunion, my 30th high school reunion. I went to that, I can't remember how many years ago, but that was always interesting. What I found at those reunions is all the little cliques in high school go right back to being the little cliques in high school. Let me know if you find that out to be the same as well, Paxton. Listen, before I let you go, I just want to read this. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. Very good saying. I think it's something we should incorporate into our daily lives. Why don't we just go out and do one random act of kindness daily for another human being? Go out and do one random act of kindness daily for an animal if you come across an animal. And if we do, it would improve the world. It's free, doesn't take a lot of work, don't have to burn a lot of calories, and it would make the world a better place. So that sounds like a good risk to reward trade to me. Waterbender says, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you, Waterbender. Hope you do as well. Paxton said, this is my 31st. There you go. There you go. Well, I think Paxton's younger than me, so mine would be larger than that. Ava says, thank you, Greg, and everyone. Have an amazing weekend. You as well, Ava. Look forward to speaking to you next time. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, Kamal. Appreciate that, bud. Appreciate that. So, yeah, have a good weekend. Try to have some fun. Go out, do a little exercise maybe, study up on your charts, do some deep breathing, do something nice for someone, do something nice for an animal. If you don't mind right now, if you haven't, if you could hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here, I would really, really appreciate that. So if anyone has any other questions, let me know. I'll hang out for a second. All right. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a good, safe, happy, healthy weekend, okay? And appreciate you being here. And on the way out here, I have to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. So thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.